Well, anyway, this is a map of the United States, and I want to give you just how bad the situation is in the U.S. in simple terms, and where we're going, and how this is going to affect everybody, actually, and how they're going to keep the flow of money going. But what their real plans are, thinking outside. Well, they're not. I know what they're doing, but I don't think everybody's being alerted to what they're doing. And I'll give you some remedies for it, too. Anyway, there's 11 states out of this whole 50 states in our United States, 11 states where there's actually people collecting more unemployment assistance or Medicare, food stamps, welfare, or other types of aids from the government than there are people actually on the workforce, and actually in the workforce. Actually, 11 states, actually more people actually on the money from the government, being given from the government, than there are actually employed. And these states are going from west to east: Hawaii, California, New Mexico, Mississippi, Alabama, Illinois, Kentucky, Ohio, South Carolina, New York, and Maine. So from sea to shining shore, sea to sea, and all the way out there to the Pacific. So, it covers pretty much everywhere. So, 11 states are actually getting us. There's less people that are employed that are actually getting money from the government. So let's examine what kind of money are they getting from the government, what the average person from the government actually gets. Well, I did a little spreadsheet. In fiscal year 2012, food stamps, housing support, child care, Medicaid, and other bennies, the average U.S. household below the poverty line received $168 a day in government dollars. $168 a day. That's every day of the year. 365 days a year. $61,320 in benefits from the government per year. Now, the average person that works gets $50,000. So if you don't work and you get the bennies, you got a credit and you're in the green over to people that work for $11,320. So there's a problem right there, and that's what are they doing here, right? The grain dole, baby, right? So anyway, I want to give you an example of some things that are going on in the government. And, this is a good indication because actually the people, our leaders, are pretty much of this philosophy themselves, because this is a good indication. This is going all the way back to Teddy Roosevelt, the guy that charged up San Juan Hill. The percentage of each past president's cabinet, the one that's the president personally appoints, that gets ratified by the Senate for all those important positions, like Secretary of State, Secretary of Treasury, Secretary of War, or whatever, Secretary of Defense, who had worked in the private business sector prior to their appointment to the cabinet. So Teddy Roosevelt had a pretty low percentage, 38%, Taft 40%, Wilson a little bit higher, 52%, and you go into FDR 50%, Truman 50%, Eisenhower had the highest, 57%, second highest was Reagan, and Johnson was pretty much up there, Nixon was pretty much up there, Carter was down pretty low, 32%, Clinton 39%, and actually Reagan, like I mentioned Reagan, G.W. Bush was up there pretty good, 55%. Get to Obama, and of course they gave him the rainbow colors. Obama is 8% because they want to highlight just how far off this guy is with appreciation for people in the workforce, because the workforce is what's actually paying these clowns, and he's got the clown colors here. So, but clowns voted him in because the clowns are starting to outnumber the workforce. So how long is this going to last? Not very long, but this 8% actually is very significant in Illuminati numbers. It's bad luck, and actually the cat says bad luck. There's the snake eyes. It's the devil, baby. Bad luck. 8% is the bad luck. I mean, if this guy even got 16% and you add it up twice, it's still way the hell below. It's still below half the lowest of the second lowest. So he has no appreciation whatsoever for what the deal is, and I'm going to tell you what's going on here with the some of the other stuff, too. Now, I'm going to give you some stuff that's going on in the future. We got transportation, right, coming up here like we always have transportation. We got the fuel crisis probably coming up with maybe $10 a gallon gas because of what's going on in Iraq and all this kind of stuff, taking over southern Iraq. So, what I think will happen? It's like not even difficult to figure this out. If they raise the price of gas too much, all the new cars are going to start going to hybrid, and then they're going to go to 100% electric. They got these new batteries out. They're going to be 1,000-mile batteries. You can drive 1,000 miles before you charge your car up. So that's going to really make electric cars really good. And you're thinking, wow, that's great. So what are you going to do? What are you going to do about gas tax? You know what they're going to do? They're going to tax you by the mile of the vehicle. Tax you by the mile. They're talking about this right now. They're saying there's a whole bunch of states that want to do this. And you know what I say to that? You know, and this is what Lily says to it too, because, you know, she says, I am not doing that. If you try to pull me over, I'm going to unleash this damn thing on you because you ain't taxing me for that kind of stuff. And you see, I'm going to tell you what the problem is. People ain't fighting back on none of this junk because it's like if we look back a couple hundred years, nobody in the right mind would have believed the kind of crap that would be going on today. But, you know, we got a nation of wimps. That's what's going on. They get behind, you know, the Ron Paul. You know, I'm going to get a bunch of people mad saying this right now. But that guy is fake opposition to the max. Don't waste your time. Don't waste your time with Alex Jones. Don't waste your time with David Icke with his lizard people, or Icky, whatever his name is, Iggy Icky with his lizard people. You're wasting your time. You got to roll up your sleeves and load the ammo or something. I don't know, man. And, of course, they don't want you to do that because Hillary's going to start doing something there with that. But on top of this, besides them trying to tax transportation, what they're going to do is after oil gets used up, they're going to try to tax water. You already know what they're doing, right? I'm throwing you a straight scoop out here because if you don't want to, you know, I know what these lazy lizard males will be doing, the little drones. You know, they're whipped to the max. Oh, that won't happen in my lifetime. I'll be dead by then. I'm thinking, why don't you just be dead now and do us all a favor if you're going to be that useless? But, you know, I say the deal is, like, they're going to tax you on water because they got to always have a way to keep the stream coming. The steady income stream. Don't you understand? That's the way things work. In other words, hey, if we can't have a gasoline tax, we're going to have a mileage tax. If we're not selling oil anymore, and say everybody's got efficient solar panels on their house or something like that, well, we got to charge you for something. It's going to be water. So you know what I say? You know how you pay back the water? You pay them back in the same kind of way because water is money. You just get yourself a cow right here, right? And you get a bucket, you put it under the cow, and when the cow goes blart, you fill up the bucket and you pay your tax. You pay your tax. You pay it right back with the same stuff they're telling you. You know, it's precious water, right? Blessed by the cow. So anyway, I'm going to tell you this. I got another idea for the presidents because, you know, we had all kinds of presidents. We got, you know, every type of freaking flavor out there. We're going to have Hillary Clinton for president. You know what I say? We're going to put these two guys up for the president. This is Putin the Cat for president, and we got pro counsel over here on the right, Rocky the Cat. And these will be the cats that will be watching over because I think cats will do a better job than people. I mean, they're not worried about all this bullshit. Just let you do what the hell you want. I mean, they're just going to worry about, you know, as long as the litter box is clean, we got food, and we got a place to lay down in front of the Lukovsky coil. We don't care. So I'm going to say this with this deal with this stuff that's going on. You know, seriously, I'm pointing out this is actually the angles they're going to be playing. These are the angles they're going to be playing. They're going to bust the whole economy. All these clowns that are over here in these states, man. I don't know what the hell is going to happen in these states, man. Because when the spigots get turned off because the debt bomb blows up, it's going to. You know, it's a mathematical impossibility. There's going to be like rampant civil unrest, martial law, or whatever the hell they're going to do. And they got it all planned out. But I don't want to get people emotional about this stuff. I'm giving you a heads up. But I'm totally sick of the freaking male drones and the little giddy minds out there. You know, the male drones that say, nothing I can do about it. But, you know, I'm talking about, and the other ones that get around wrapped up in the false, you know, the ones that are, you know, these people out there fear for profit. I'm telling you straight up that what they're going to play with this garbage is, and, you know, it's the bad luck all the way, but we can make our own good luck. But what they're going to play with this stuff is they're going to price oil right out of the market. Electric cars are going to come in. There's going to be retrofitting or whatever they're going to do. I mean, if they have an electric engine they could dump in old cars, they're going to do that. Then they're not going to have any money for the road taxes anymore, right? Because it's all electricity, and if you start generating your solar power, well, they're going to start charging by the mile. And you know what people are going to do? They're going to say, yeah. But you start thinking about it. How much money did they waste in the government in other areas? It's astronomical compared to what the roads are. People who work are already getting taxed way too much. Don't need to be adding any more additional taxes. That's my whole point. And like I said, they're going to try to freaking charge you for water. Actually, that would piss me to so much. Piss. That's a good pun on that word. That would piss me off so much. I would buy a cow or some kind of bison like this thing, and I'd pay them back in the same kind of stuff they're freaking charging me for. Because if they're saying water's worth money, here's your money back. Have it back. Have it back. So anyway, I'm voting for these two guys over here, Putin the cat and Rocky the cat, and that's going to be my choice for running the nation. And you know what? So what? They appoint a bunch of cats to the cabinet. Who cares? You know what I mean? You know, they can appoint any kind of cats they want. As far as I'm concerned, cats can rule the world, and they can be the new Illuminati. I think the Egyptians way back when, who had the pyramids that said cats were from the gods, or were aliens from the gods, they knew what they were talking about. And why shouldn't they rule us, right? They're the aliens that are over us.